Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Late model Open Series time, week 2, USA International Speedway, going out for qualifying.
Pit lane speed limit is 35
Decent
miles
strength of
per
field.
hour. Exits clear. Don't cross the white line.
Probably not going to be
Okay,
very
Jake,
quick in it.
we've
It's
got
probably going to be
2
very similar to
laps.
last
Let's get
week.
this
It's
done.
just still struggling to learn the setup a little bit, and I'm sure a lot of it is driving. People are just able to drive the car, a lot more on the edge, and carry more speed through the corners than I can. So it's a work in progress. It'll get there. I try to have some fun, hopefully pick up a few spots, try to qualify as well as possible. Myself a shot at a decent finish. Hopefully grab some iRating gains out of it. Take it easy. Lap 1, not easy, but not kill it. Try to get the tires warmed up, see if we can make a run at it on lap 2.
P7.
7th right now.
0.09 off the pace. That was 21.85.
Rotated it off of turn 2, so going to lose a lot of momentum. It can be really hard to be faster this lap, but let's see what we can do. A little shallow entry into 3, kind of killed the run off. We pick up just a couple hundredths.
P7.
And we go 7th, so just ahead of where we were supposed to be. Ricardo were 8 and 13, a little bit of a smaller field, so 2 tenths, 3 tenths off the leader. I figure we weren't going to be anywhere near them. Hopefully, if I can be within a quarter of a second average lap time, so that would be like 10 seconds off, I'll be happy with that. I'm going to switch over to the race setup. Car's loading in, so we'll get paint schemes refreshed. We'll jump in the car, get ready to go. Looks like everybody else is almost all gridded up, so these paints are loading up. We should be ready to go. 40 laps of late model action here. USA International should be fun. Pull up session best lap. Watch out for the 10 that's ahead. Had a little bit of experience with him, knowing that he's kind of bit all over. Also watch out. I don't. The 7 just looks familiar, but I can't picture who he is. So we'll try to do what we can. At least the shadows are not quite as bad here at night as they were at New Smyrna. Not that it affects a ton, but I don't know. It's kind of weird going in and out from being able to see the entire cockpit and the outside to not being able to see anything. Kind of wish we had a few more day races scheduled, but hey, that's really minor gripes. So it's gonna try to keep it clean, see if we can keep a 0x going, keep the iRating going up. It's up just a little bit. I did run a couple of races before this one, so
The track temp is 82. The air temp
we're up a
is
little bit. I think
81
we're
Fahrenheit.
just over 3,200 or something like that coming into this. So top 5 would make me ecstatic. I doubt we're going to do that. If I can just hold 7th, I'm going to be really happy with that.
The inside column.
And we'll just see if we can try to keep it clean, take advantage of starting on the inside row. I don't think we'll be, like I said, much faster than a lot of the guys. There might be even some behind us that can gain on us, but we'll try to do what we can. Some heat into the tires and the brakes. Biggest thing is to hope that I don't overdrive it first half of the race and then kill it from center off the second half and lose a bunch of time to everybody. Just gonna try to keep pace but not overdrive it, so that way the second half, if I have anything left, I can try to catch up to anybody. Going green next time by though. Just have to hope everybody behind does not have a mass amount more pace compared to qualifying. Obviously, we screwed up a little bit qualifying, but just want to try to bring home 7th place if we can. Obviously, need to finish 8th. Which will probably, I mean, even 7th probably will lose this iRating, but bring home a 7th. I'll be happy with that, no matter what happens to the iRating side.
All right, Jake,
Keep
get
learning.
ready.
Leaders off and rolling. We are off and rolling as well. 7-2R outside.
Right
Sit
side.
behind V10. Don't overdrive the corner and get
He's
loose.
Still there.
Not clear of the 7
Hold
yet.
your line. Outside line's clear. Coming up on your clear up high.
Alright, we get by him, so that puts us into 6th. Watch out and see if the 2 does anything.
6th place.
The 10 gets into the 2 at all. You can see everybody running a little loose in the center of the corner. So that's where these guys just understand how to keep it right on that edge. And I'm still working towards. 10 kind of overdrives the entry. Catch up to him, get a little loose there off of turn 4.
The leader's just done a 21.68. The lap time was a 22.
A little bit of a later entry, later apex is best for overall speed, but you got to protect the inside, so I think that's what you're seeing everybody doing right now. Looks like the 4's getting shuffled out up ahead. I don't think we're going to be close enough to be able to take advantage of it. Probably slot in behind the 2.
You've just done a 22.02.
I think the 1 is the leader. He's gone. We get the wall. Let's allow the 9 to get close to us. Hopefully that damage doesn't hurt me. No clue why I did that. That was just a stupid move. Reset.
You've just done a 22.09.
Do not overdrive it through the center of the corner. Not slide it too much off the corner. Ten's overdriving entry. So if we can get closer to him, that could be a potential to try to cut underneath. Get alongside of him down the straightaway.
That's the fastest lap.
Second through 4th is staying pretty tight together. Pulling away from the 9 behind. Trying to catch the 10. I overdrove entry a little bit. 10 gets really loose off of turn 2. We get slightly loose. 9 also gets loose behind. I feel like 10's just overdriving it. But the setup might allow him to do that. 6 is trying to get back by the 9. See how much the 10's sliding up in the center of the corner. Allows us to close up a lot. It's not quite there to get to his inside, although that time he gets really loose, so we're going to take the inside.
He's still there.
Kind of turns down into us.
Clear high.
Clear him, he spins off. That's going to give us a massive advantage. Everybody hits him. Gives us a huge break. Thankfully, no 4X out of it. I think he just turned down on us. He's... in my past experience, has been a pretty aggressive driver, so... wouldn't put it past him for causing that one. So that puts us into 5th. Just trying to see where we're at in relation to the 4. We'll look probably a 10th off that time by.
Okay, Jake, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Last time by, we were just under a 10th off the 4, so right now no chance of catching them. But we're going to keep grinding it out. Got a massive gap back to the 7, who reclaimed 6th place. So he's back up to where he started.
22.19.
Overdrove the entry there into 1 a little bit.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 1.20.
Sitting at right around 1.2 back.
That lap time was 22.20.
Just trying to be as kind on the throttle through the center. It's going to help us keep the right front
That lap was a 22.
decent shape. Reasonably could start taking that later entry just because I've got nobody behind. 7's falling back, so no pressure from behind at all.
Gap to Smith in front is now 1.
10 drops out. We're still
P5.
a tenth
just
and a
gone
half off
22.25.
before we're still pulling away, so those guys are going to be in their own battle. We're sitting here as a 5th place car, which I will gladly take right now. I will gladly take that. Hope is just to try to drive consistent laps, be as efficient on the right front as I can. Overdriving entry there is not going to help it, but good thing I've got a big enough advantage back to the 7 to be able to make that mistake.
Gap to Smith ahead is now 1.68.
Just need to back the braking point up a little bit. 2.5 back to the 7, so we're going to need to clean it up a little bit to not give up much more time. So we are not even to halfway yet. Trying to back it up, allow us to get out of the corner a little bit better. Kind of save the right front some. It's a little bit of a boring race so far for you guys, but
Gap
able to
Smith
get
ahead is
through
now
the early
2.00.
race shenanigans. A little too much throttle there. I just need to be slightly easier on the throttle in the center of the corner. The 7's going to gain about a 10 to a tenth and a half on us. Overdrove 1 a little bit. It was about 1.2 or 0.12 faster that time. Be halfway down this time by.
Gross behind is now 2.4.
To clean it up some. I want to be able to hang on to 5th.
Okay, Jake, halfway home. We've got plenty of fuel.
Tighten the center. Flip the throttle to keep it off the wall. Right bias back a little bit. Time at least a little bit closer to what the 7 ran, so keep doing that, or it'll make it a lot tougher for him to get to us before the end of the race. Like I said, we got nothing for the 3 up ahead. They're all in their own area code. The leader's just completely gone. Let's see, he's like a third of a lap ahead of that pack.
Gap to Gross behind is now 2.0 seconds.
7 took out a big chunk that lap. It's going to be a close battle for 5th. Try to do the best I can.
That lap was at 22.45.
Just gonna keep trying to hit the same line. Hopefully the 7 will make some mistakes behind. Only bright side is if he does get by us, it's only 1 spot because there's nobody behind.
The gap to Smith ahead is increasing.
Too shallow of
It's
an
now
entry.
3.4
It's gonna
seconds.
hurt the run off. Clip the wall a little bit again because I'm an idiot. Still lucky enough to not have a 2x out of that. I'm sure the right front's not very happy with me right now.
Your lap time was 22.54. The gap to Gross behind is now 1.73.
And keep it to about 3/4 of a tenth or so. We should still be able to stay in front of him by the end of the race. pace. Make sure I
That
take
lap
those
was a
slightly later entries, but
22.42.
not overdrive it either.
That lap time was 22.44.
Trying to be a little bit kinder on the throttle. Felt like I probably drove that end a little bit slower than I needed to, but I'd rather go slightly under than over right now. This time by we were about at 700ths or so
That
slower.
lap was a 22.46.
So like I said, if I just keep it at that, they'll run out of time. We're gonna have 10 to go this time by.
Okay, Jake, the next car is Smith. The gap to Gross behind is now 1.36.
So reasonably, we're probably the 6th fastest car on the track. It's got the benefit of that wreck happening behind the 10 that we were able to not somehow come away involved in.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
It's just bought us enough of a gap. I know how far off I am, you know, makes it seem like I'm really terrible, but guys up front are just so good, so if I could start picking up, you know, half a tenth or whatever on average lap each
Your
week,
last lap time was a
that's really good progress, and
22.47.
eventually I'll be competitive with them. It's just all a big work in progress. I think overall it'll benefit me a lot.
The gap to Gross behind is now 1.07.
Last time by, he was about a tenth and a half faster, so it's going to be a little bit closer than I'd like it to be. Although right now with a full second, 6 to go,
You've just done a 22.47.
should just keep us in front. Just keep us in front. We can keep turning laps like that, where he's a little bit closer to our lap time. That'll help. A little bit of a bad entry into one. Four to go this time by. Just trying to
That
keep
was
my
a
laps as consistent as I
22.46.
can.
Okay, Jake. Lap times are pretty consistent. The gap
It's the
to
only thing that's
Gross
going to help us
behind
stay
is
in
now
front of the 7.
0.72.
Time he was just about a tenth faster or so. Probably 10 more laps he'd easily have me. 3 to go. Can't tell if he just barely
2
grazed
laps
the
left.
wall or
That
not.
lap was a 22.51.
2 to go. Pushed it out a little wider than I wanted. Although where we're at, as long as we don't make a mistake, should be able to hang on to 5th. Grab a top 5. It's half a second back.
White flag, last lap.
Should be just right around that 10-second behind the leader mark that I wanted to be in. Alright, top 5. Take that. Again, even though we were really far off the pace.
You've 1.5, and there's the
Take it.
finish. Good result, mate. Well done.
It was fun. Take a look at everything
Good
that
race, good
happened.
win.
Good race, Bill. Glad it wasn't 10 laps longer. You would have had me.
Yeah, good job. It would have taken 10 laps too, because I wasn't that much faster, so it would have been quite a chore to get underneath you. You get your car down on the yellow line, and you'll be quicker. Get that left front hood pin down on the yellow line when you're going through, and you'll notice the increase in speed.
Appreciate that. I'll definitely work on that.
Yeah, you just have to be careful, because if you get too much on that apron, it'll de-wedge the car and launch your rear end around. So yeah, it's a bit of a trick.
Appreciate the help from the 7. It's nice to have drivers that are like that aren't, completely cutthroat, that can lend some help. Tires were 84, 81, a little bit hotter on the right front, so sliding that right rear a little bit. That's kind of why the percentage is lower. Still on the right front a little too much in terms of the temperature, but work on the rotation and it'll get there. Let's take a look and see what happened with the whole deal with the 10. Let's see if I can find where that happened. Let's see if I can. Alright, so let's look here. Coming in the back, coming into turn 3, slap 8. Just overdrives it, pushes up, and then gets loose off the corner trying to get back to the throttle. So hit the wall, that's where we got to the inside. You see the run. We're side by side into 1. Yeah, he just turned down into us. I mean, like, let's look at it one more time from my perspective. We'll look at it from his perspective. Both going in. I'm on the brakes, not really pushing up. I'm almost to the bottom of the track, and you can see him coming down more. He just drives into our right side, gets us loose, and actually ends up getting him looser. Somehow we came away with it. I think he was just on the throttle so hard trying to stay on the outside of me that when that happened, that's what caused him to get looser. So you can see he's starting to turn down, and he's almost got a little more angle into the corner than I do. You can see there's a little less gap here in the front end compared to the rear end. I've caught the inside line. We're side by side. It's not like I'm making a dive in or I'm, a car length back or something. So we're side by side. He's got to recognize that I'm not going to be on that yellow line all the way here. And he just kind of keeps coming down. I don't know. I mean, guess I'll take some ownership of it, but he just starts turning down the track like I'm not going to be there rather than, wanting to run side by side. And maybe it starts as a little bit of netcode. Then it gets him loose. It's trying to get on the throttle, trying to hang on to it. Goes around, spins around in front of the wheel. And unfortunately, it just collects a few people. Most people actually stay straight out of that. I think the 9's going to get the worst of it. So you can see the 3's trying to chase up behind the 7. He's stuck there. It's 9, yeah. 9 kind of gets hit from all ends. A little bit of netcode, so he's going to come in. Let's take this frame by frame. So that is the, 9 that hit him? No, that was the 6 that hit him. 6 initially hits him, sends him around. 7 tries to dodge him. I think the 7 gets the wall. I don't think he ever got him. 3 also ends up really having to saw right and then saw left. He's going to go for a slide into the wall. Might have gotten the back end of the 7. The 9 gets the right rear of the 10. Then gets the outside wall with both the right front and the right rear. And then that's what the 12 comes in after getting some of it. And netcodes the left rear of the 9. So, tough break there. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like that's kind of on the 10 for just overdriving it. 12 just... Yeah, what was that? Okay, so let's back this up a little bit. So this is after this whole deal. 3 slow, 12 shoots all the way down to the bottom. He's basically against the apron coming in, hits the apron, shoots up the track. And then, does the 3 come down on him? 3 drives it in hard, slides down, tries to cut down, I don't know. Probably expects the 12 to stay down, being aware that he's there. The 12 can't just kind of come up, but They kind of both come together, honestly, and they just run each other, and the 3's not really going to back off, let him go, and just drives the right rear in, which in turn piles him in. Kind of ended his race. 2's going to get the wall off the corner. Yeah, just a tiny scrape. I'm going to get it. I think this was my second shot. This was the 5? Yeah, just a drag. 3's still going, trying to chase the 9 down, gets the wall hard off 2. Yeah. 5's. Let's just barely drag it. Netcode, here's the 4. Gets it a little bit harder. So you can do it again off of 2. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Yeah, kind of got into a bit of a 4-wheel slide there. 3 just overdrives it, goes for a spin, overcorrects it, hits the outside wall, and that's the end of the race. So take a look at the results. Hopefully they should be pretty good. 34-14 strength of field. 4 splits in total. Pretty big difference between the first and second split, so glad I was able to get in that one. A little bit of safety rating gain, 0.12 up to 3.79. A few more races like that should get the 0.4 bump. Get us up over 4.0. Moderate iRating gain, 43, so puts us at 3251. Slowly making the climb up there. Eventually we'll start hitting record highs. I don't remember if I had gotten to 33 or 3400 before, but I know if I hit 35, that'll be definitely the best I've done. Yeah, we were, what, just over a quarter second off. Just over a quarter second a lap off from the 1. That's goal, I think, for next week will probably be 2/10. I think last week was like 3/10 something. I have to look at the past results, but I think 2.6 was a little bit quicker. So we'll make that the goal. Try to see what we can do. And like I said, the 7 definitely had the pace at the end. We were just able to hold him off a little bit, just enough of a gap that he couldn't make it up. But try to take his driving tips to heart, work on it, work on the line for next week as well. Hopefully be able to get it on the bottom, pick up that speed, shorten the track up, as well as keep it just a little more closer to the slip angle of the tires, pick up a little more momentum as well, and hopefully get you guys some more decent finishes. So let me know what your thoughts were with the 10, that whole deal, and hope you enjoyed that one. And until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.